Welcome to Around the Map, the channel where we explore the most fascinating things about our world. Have you ever wondered how the maps we use every day have evolved over time, or how many secrets lie behind them? In today's episode, we'll be talking about 10 incredible things you didn't know about maps. From legendary cartographic errors to stories that changed the way we view the world, this episode will take you on an amazing journey through the history and mysteries of maps. Stick around until the end, because some of these facts will really surprise you. Get ready to see the world in a whole new way. The island that doesn't exist. Did you know that some maps have featured mistakes that lasted for centuries? A famous example is Sandy Island, which appeared on maritime maps for nearly 200 years. It was located in the Pacific Ocean, but when a research team went to find it in 2012, they discovered that it doesn't exist. The error is believed to have come from a misinterpretation made by sailors in the 18th century. A reminder that not everything you see on a map is real. 9. Medieval maps and sea monsters. In the Middle Ages, maps were not only true works of art, but also a source of fear for sailors. Why? Because, alongside continents and oceans, cartographers would draw terrifying sea monsters in the unknown parts of the world. These weren't just decorative. They symbolized the dangers of the unknown and the limits of human exploration. So, next time you see an old map filled with strange creatures, think about the courage of those who ventured beyond the edge of the world. 8. Distorted maps we use every day. Have you ever noticed that on most standard maps, Greenland looks about the same size as Africa? In reality, Africa is nearly 14 times bigger than Greenland. This distortion comes from the Mercator projection, which makes regions near the poles appear much larger than they actually are. The projection was created for maritime navigation. But it continues to influence how we perceive the true size of countries and continents. 7. The map that influenced the discovery of America. A simple mistake on a map changed the course of world history. In the 15th century, cartographer Paolo Toscanelli created a map that underestimated the size of the Atlantic Ocean and placed Asia much closer to Europe than it really was. This map convinced Christopher Columbus that he could reach Asia by sailing west. Instead, he discovered the Americas. Sometimes, even errors can lead to great discoveries. Six. The first Google Maps and their bizarre mistakes. When Google Maps was first launched in 2005, it seemed revolutionary. But in the beginning, the app had a lot of funny errors. Non-existent streets. Cities misplaced. And even roads that led to nowhere. Since then, Google Maps has evolved tremendously, but occasional errors still pop up today. So, if you've ever gotten lost due to a wrong direction, you're not alone. 5. The map that saved lives. During World War II, British cartographers created a map that could be hidden in a small survival device for downed pilots. This map, made of silk to be water-resistant and easy to conceal, allowed soldiers to escape from enemy territory. Sometimes, maps are more than just drawings. They can be vital survival tools. 4. Map lines that create conflicts. Many national borders were drawn on maps by people who had never seen the actual places. For example, during the colonization of Africa, borders were set by Europeans without regard for local tribes or communities. This led to conflicts and tensions that still exist today. A clear reminder that the lines on a map can have a real impact on people's lives. 3. Maps that show how we see the world. Maps aren't just about geography, they also show how we perceive the world. In Japan, for example, many local maps place Japan at the center, while Europe tends to use projections that put the European continent in the middle. The way a map is drawn can influence a country's cultural perception and its identity. 2. The map of the moon before we got there. Before humans set foot on the moon, cartographers had created detailed maps of the lunar surface based only on telescopic observations. These maps were essential for the success of the Apollo missions and demonstrated how much we rely on cartography, even when exploring beyond our planet. One. The most detailed maps in the world. Did you know that some of the most precise maps in the world are used for video games? Companies like Rockstar Games or Ubisoft spend millions creating digital worlds based on real cities, like New York or Paris. These virtual maps are so detailed that they sometimes include even small errors or quirks from the original places. It's a fascinating example of how cartography evolves in the digital age. Maps are more than just tools for navigation. They tell stories about the world, history, and even humanity's mistakes and triumphs. I hope this talk gave you a fascinating glimpse into the world of cartography and inspired you to see maps in a new light. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventures. Let us know in the comments which fact surprised you the most. Until next time, let's keep discovering the world around the map.